Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with Verified Investing.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at verifiedinvesting.com. So all eyes are on the US 10-year as well as US oil. So the Strait of Hormuz is supposed to be opening up with the US's control. However, the price of US oil continues to increase with that news. So let's jump right into the charts. The first one we're going to go over is USO. Here's this resistance pivot low right here, 79.01. If we can get up into this level and hit this downsloping trend line where I've connected this pivot top here, secondary hit, kissed it here, but this is the secondary hit on this upsloping trend line. If we can get up to 79.01 in the next few days, we're going to have a lot of resistance on this chart. And so this is where the markets should get a pretty sizable bounce because the markets are selling off just a little bit, had a little bit of a bid, but we'll jump into that chart here in a second. Here's the US 10-year. Upsloping trend line, pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit. Look at how price consolidated on that upsloping trend line before this nice sell-off. Now all of a sudden we've recaptured this low pivot, or I mean these pivots right here, which was resistance at 4.486. Got above these high pivots at 4.556. So what I'm looking for is price action get up this secondary pivot of resistance, 4.688, and this is also, I know I have it on here as upsloping trend line support, but it was support. And if you know anything about technical analysis, once support is broken, once it retraces likely up to 4.688, this is going to be your resistance levels. So keep your eye on the markets when the USO chart hits that level and when the 10-year yield hits this level. If we can have them both hit at the same time, the market should get a pretty sizable bounce. But keep your eyes on those levels. Those are going to be some pretty key technical levels. So here's the SPY. SPY got a little bit of resistance on Friday's open or close. We got up to $754.78. Look at this. This was your line in the sand. Now we had this fall, got as low as $750.37. Again, here's your line in the sand. If we can recapture this, then we're heading all the way up to this gap in the charts at $759.66. My day trade level here is this gap at $757.18. If we can get a continued push, that is where I'm looking for resistance on the SPY today. For me, this would be the max upside on this chart. And you do have for aggressive traders, you do have this gap right here from the closing price on Friday to the opening price here. So if you jump up a little bit higher and close right in this area, that could be a resistance level as well. Look at the SOXX. Semiconductors are under pressure. Now, again, this is a little bit premature because we haven't broken, but we have to get our eyes on the charts. Here you have a left shoulder. You've got the head and then a right shoulder. And it really doesn't matter where the shoulder is as long as it's below the head. If we start breaking this, what I've done is I've connected the apex of the head or the highest point of the head all the way down to the neckline and drawn where a potential breakdown would be. And this would be your measured move on the SOXX all the way down to $411.78. This is going to be an amazing swing trade long level on the SOXX. Now, tradable levels today. We already filled this gap right here. Flush that. My long level today is $551.69. If we can get a continued sell, that is going to be a level of support. And if you guys have watched this show before, I love to go back to previous gaps in the charts to see what's happened to price action. After a gap has been filled and then it gets a nice bounce, there are still some people who are sitting there likely waiting for price action to either get down to it or up into it. And that's going to be either support or resistance. On the SOXX, that's going to be a ton of support if we can jump up. Pull back. For me, my max upside today on the SOXX would be $581.24. This is the area that I'd be looking to short this chart if we can get another rise in this thing. The QQQ, not really going a whole lot going on here. Kind of similar price action. If we drop into this gap fill or this gap, at $711.44, you're going to have a ton of support in this area. And then on the upside, similar with what's going on with the SPY, if we jump above $725.17, that is going to be your resistance level for a short on a day trade basis. If we get up a little bit higher, let's see where a potential swing trade short is. A couple different trend lines I'm going to draw, and you'll see pivot top here, secondary hit. So if we can head all the way up to about $740.57, that's going to be a key resistance level. Now, if we drag this down a little bit more through all of this price consolidation, now you have more hits of this downsloping trend line. So if you're aggressive, this downsloping trend line connecting the pivot top here, secondary pivot, third pivot here, then you're looking at a resistance level around $732.90. Microsoft is making this good push to the upside. Had a good close on Friday, got down to $384.95. Here's an inverse head and shoulders pattern that I'm looking at on the chart of Microsoft. Shoulder here, head here, shoulder here. And again, similar to what I did with the SOXX, but the inverse, take the apex of the head to the neckline. And depending on where it breaks out, your measured move is taking you all the way up to $437, up to $440 on the chart of Microsoft. Now, it hasn't broken that level yet. So we still have to see when it breaks, what it does. The way to play this is wait for the break, continuation move, and then a retrace to the neckline. And the reason I like something like that is it gives you a clear opportunity to exit the trade. If this downsloping trend line does get taken out and price action, does get below it, then you're looking at a downside move to about $373.02. ARM, what a great fall today. Continuing to be under pressure. So here's this gap in the charts that I was looking at this morning, $300.24. And then a secondary level, low end of the green bar candle or the open price of the green bar. And then ultimately, I didn't think it was going to go below $290.45, but we're getting a nice bounce. So if we get a continued push up, I would be eyeing this gap in the charts from the closing price on Friday to the opening price here on Monday at $311. If we can get back into this level at $323.28, that's my short level on ARM. If we get a nice drawdown, $290.45 is going to be that support level if we can continue to fade. Marvel filled the gap already. I do like this $219.43 level. If we can stay above that by 12:30 all the way to about 2 o'clock, this is going to be a ton of support on MRVL. With that said, look at this upswing trend line. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit, got a little bit of a bounce. Not as big of a bounce as I was expecting. Got to pull back off this gap, came back in. So we haven't confirmed or we haven't made a continuation move to the downside yet. But if this closes in this area on MRVL, the uptrend on Marvel would have been solidified. And then you just play this on a retrace back to this gap in the charts or previous gap at $249.27. That's your entry price for a swing trade short. Nvidia's kind of chopping sideways. Previous gap in the charts got a little bit of rejection, got almost to flat on the day at $210.92. What I'm looking at is a continued move to the upside. I would be looking to short right here at $214.68, knowing I've got this gap right here at $218.66 that I could dollar cost average into and then take advantage of a nice drawdown. Let's go take a look at SanDisk. Gap in the charts. It did flush that level. So the gap right here is $1,727.18. It got as low as $1,701.64. Because that's already played out, this is the level I'd be looking at is a pierce of $1,700. And this would be a single entry for me on SNDK. If it did break below $1,700 and close below that on a 15-minute closing bar or candle, I would look to stop out. Then I would look to re-enter, as you guessed, previous gap in the charts, and that would be a significant move to the downside. It'd be it would be all the way down to about $1,615.68. So that's the long level on SanDisk. Now, gap in the charts. right here after this huge move to the downside. SanDisk is at $1,915.92 is where I'd be looking to short SNDK. Micron has not filled this gap right here for the second time. I'm still eyeing this for a long at $891.88. On the way up, if you're aggressive, $948.80 is your aggressive short level. What I would be looking to do is play the gap that was created from Friday's close to Monday's open, and that would be sitting at $979.30. LITE is continuing its bullish momentum. So I think LITE has more potential for upside. And the reason I say that is because we had this sharp down move, good recovery, bullish consolidation. So what that means is there's an accumulation of buyers in this area. So if we can get above $817.24, the level that I'd be looking to short today is $858.06. Now let's take a look at one that's really getting beaten up, ORCL. So I have a ton of different trend lines on the chart of ORCL. So let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit for you. What I like to see is a breakout of this down sloping trend line. Pivot top here, secondary hit, third hit. Look at how sharp this sell-off was. Now, zoom out in the charts a little bit more. You've got a pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit, fourth hit, which was a good buying opportunity. And then it hit again on Thursday. Got a decent bounce, came back in. So I still see this as a ton of support in this area, knowing at $134.57 is additional support at this low pivot. Now, what could happen is price action could break below that low pivot. And then you have this additional support at this gap in the charts at around $127.24. So swing trade long levels, Oracle is looking prime for a swing trade long level. If you're a little bit more conservative, wait for this 127.24 level. But again, I love this upswing trend line still as support, even though we're below it. Even if we get below 134.57, I still think we're into a ton of support on ORCL. All right, so that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Nick, the new trader, is going to be going live at 1:30. You guys don't want to miss that. It's a crypto insider, and this is going to give you a lot of information going forward if you are interested in crypto. And if you're not, it's still going to be a lot of technical analysis as well as great information that you guys want to tune in right here on the Verified Investing channel. And with that said, if you could do me a favor, just go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and then ring that bell so that way you can get notified when these videos drop. And we'll see you next time in the charts. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.